Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about this light here, the Olight Arkflex. Now I've had this light for several months. I've been waiting to do a review on this light, and we'll get to a reason for that a little bit later. As I like to do when I do a review, we'll go over the features of the light, tell you what I've been using it for, and then I'll give you some pros and cons of this Olight Arkflex flashlight. The Arkflex is named for the rotating head, or the flexing head. It rotates 90 degrees. That's the flexing part. So this light is 4¼ inches long. It's a little over an inch wide, and it's about a ½ inch thick. The weight on this is a little over 3½ ounces, so it's not too big. It doesn't weigh a lot, and it's a good size to slip down into a pocket. It has 2 LEDs, has a magnetic base, which is also where the magnetic charger attaches, so just snaps on there. It has a battery indicator. Up here there's 4 LEDs that show you the battery level. Light up green and will be red if the battery is low. Has a clip. This is a 2-way clip, so it can clip on in both directions. And this is water resistant, so not waterproof, but if it gets wet, it's not going to hurt it. I've dropped mine in the snow and slush, and it hasn't hurt it, but you can't like shower with it. This has 5 light modes and a strobe, single button for the lights on the side. It has a moonlight mode, which is the lowest. That's 1½ lumens. That also is the light that you can put on in the sort of lockout mode. So then you can only access moonlight. And that's nice if you're putting it in your pocket so you don't accidentally switch it on to a brighter mode and kill your light stuck in a backpack or a pocket. Up from that, we've got a low light. That's 15 lumens. From there, we've got a medium light. This is about 100 lumens. High, which is 400 lumens. And then from high, there is a turbo, which is 1,000 lumens. That will run only for a few minutes before it automatically dims to conserve battery. This light is not a spotlight. It throws a pretty broad beam, so it's better for lighting up a big area or lighting up an area where you're walking. It's not really going to reach out and spotlight anything. It also has a strobe, which, there we go. So now let's talk about what I've been using this light for. I originally bought the Arkflex way back in December of 2023. I don't do reviews of things until I have actually tried them. And I like to use something for a couple weeks or a month or so before I do a review. Now it's been quite a while since I bought this and I hadn't done a review, but that's because the first Arkflex that I got ended up dying about 2 months after I got it. It had a charger issue where it just stopped charging. So I returned it to Olight. No problems. They took it back and sent me a new one. But that's why I have had this thing for 6 months before I did a review, was because I just was making sure that it wasn't a light issue. It was just that one and not, more of them. Now I know that there are Olight lovers and there are Olight haters, and I'm sure that both will leave their comments, and honestly, I am not either. I have several Olights, but I get them when they're on sale because I don't want to pay full price for them. Whatever you may think about Olights, I had an issue with the first Arkflex that I bought. It was just a charging issue, whether it was an issue with the contacts here, whatever the case. Sent it back. Olight sent me a new one. Not a problem. And so I've been using this one for, I think that first one died about 2 months after I got it. So it was like January, February. This one I've had since February, so 3 or 4 months. No problems with it at all. Charges fine. Now, how I like to use this light, I wear overalls a lot when I'm working, when I'm doing stuff around the house. I will often carry this light up here in this pocket, and it stays out of the way. That slim, kind of thinner profile fits really well in a pocket, whether it's in overalls or in your pants.
Hey, phrase it.
When I'm using this light, like when I go out at night, what I'll do with this is use this clip, flip it around, and I'll clip it on my pocket if I'm wearing overalls, and angle the light kind of down so that it shines down by my feet. And if you're walking, especially if you're walking and you've got your kids with you, I like to just have the light down by my feet. So that way you can shine light down by your feet, your head can move around, your light's not going everywhere, your hands are free. So I find this a really useful way to use this light. I've also used this light quite a bit, clipping it on the brim of my hat, because that clip, you can clip on both directions. So this works really well, clipped on the brim of a hat as well. And you can adjust it up and down wherever you need it. So I've used it like that quite a bit, especially working like up on the plumbing or cleaning out the dryer vent that's up in the ceiling in the basement. So that's another great use for it as well. And that's mostly how I use it. When I'm walking outside, I take the dog out, I'll clip it on my shirt, on a shirt pocket, on my overalls, something like that. The magnetic base is also really nice. I've used that and working underneath the hood of the car. You can just click it on, adjust it to where you need it. Stays stuck to the hood. Use that cleaning out the bathroom drain. Sticks really well to a cast iron tub. Found a lot of different uses for this light, and I really like it. So let's go over some pros and cons. So the first pro is the size and shape. This sort of slim shape is really nice to stick in a pocket. Slips in pretty much any pocket and is easy to carry. It also works well sliding into a backpack or a bag. It just fits most places really well, so the shape and the size is nice. That oval shape means it doesn't roll either, so you can set it somewhere and it's not going to roll off. Next pro is that rotating head. Having that head that turns 90 degrees is just really useful. It's nice to have just for a variety of purposes. Like I said, being able to use that as a light down by my feet, or being able to use it as a headlamp, being able to hook it onto something, use that magnet, and then kind of turn it and get that light right where I want it, makes it really useful as a small work light. However, there are a few cons with this light. I think one of my cons is that I wish the magnet in the base was a little stronger. This does hold well to a lot of surfaces, but because of the shape of the light, sometimes if it's on something that's not as magnetic or it's really thin, like the door of the refrigerator, this is not going to stick. It just sort of falls off. You can turn it so you've got more surface area and it will hold on, but then the 90-degree head really isn't helping you. So it'd be nice if that magnet was a little stronger. So another con is the single button to get through all of the light modes. It's just sort of annoying. It's not terribly complicated. There's not that many light modes. The problem is that not every Olight has like the same pattern of button presses. So this little O clip, one button has different light modes, 2 different colors of lights, and it's slightly different patterns and pushes than the Arkflex. This is an older Olight swivel work light. This one, different light modes, different light functions, as a flashlight and a work light. Again, different like pattern of light presses to get through different modes. So they're similar, but they're just different enough that when you go from one light to the other, you end up like accidentally strobing yourself. And the last con, I would have loved to see this light have more than just white light, like the other Arkfeld lights. You have the Arkfeld UV that's white and ultraviolet light, and then the Pro, which is the white light, ultraviolet, and a laser. So it would have been kind of cool to see the Arkflex with more than one light mode. Maybe a white and a red light, kind of like the little O clip. And that's not really a con for this light. That's just, something I would have liked. So final thoughts on this light. This is a great light. It's a great light if you want an EDC light, something you can carry every day that will fit in your pocket, that will also work as a work light. It's just very versatile. It does have a pretty hefty price tag. $80 is a lot for a flashlight, and there's other options out there that have the same sort of functionality for less. Even other Olights will still get you similar things for less. Things like the O-clip is still that right angle light that will stand up, has a magnet, has a clip, so you can clip it onto different things. Not as adjustable, but it gives you some of the functions that this would do. Swivel, this is more of a dedicated work light, so it's going to give you a lot of functionality too, to do similar things if you want more of the work light and less of the EDC light. But if you want that EDC light that slips in your pocket, this is a good option. You guys tell me what you think. Leave me your comments. If you're an Olight fan or an Olight hater, make sure you let the rest of the internet know down in the comments section. Let me know what you think of the Arkflex. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for watching. Go out and do some dad stuff, and I'll see you next time.